Oh. Okay.
You ready? I'd like to call to order the Town of Delafield Board of Supervisors meeting for Tuesday, June 10th at 6:30 PM. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you would please call the roll.
Supervisor Mahoney Ogden. Supervisor Miller.
Here.
Supervisor Wolfley.
Present.
Supervisor Berkowitz.
Present.
Chairman Kranek.
Present.
Thank you.
Item 4 on the agenda, citizens' comments. Public comments from citizens regarding items on or not on the agenda. The board may not engage in discussion with the citizens making the comments. Individual presentations are limited to 3 minutes, and citizens shall follow the rules set forth in Section 2.04, paren 1, paren D of the Town Code. Is there anyone who would like to speak this evening? Seeing no citizens' comments, I'm going to close the citizens' comment period and move on to item 5, the approval of the May 27th, 2025 regular town board minutes.
Motion to approve May 27th, 2025 regular town board meeting.
Second.
The motion is second on the table to approve the May 27th town board minutes. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Next item, item 6, approval of vouchers. Look for a motion on accounts payable and payroll.
Motion to approve payroll check register June 6th, 2025, the amount of $16,597.77. And
Before.
we have another one? Oh.
Yeah, it's before it. 72.
And check register for June 6th of 2025, checks dated 6/8/7/31 through 6/8/7/56, the amount of $72,091.80.
Second.
Motion is second to approve accounts payable and payroll. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Next item, communications. Highway 83 resurfacing project update. They've closed the intersection of Highway 83 at KE and Oakwood, so you can no longer head south. It's closed to Nagawicca, so you can no longer head south. So there is a lot of traffic coming down Maple Avenue. The DOT is aware of it, and public safety folks are aware of it too, and they voiced their concerns. Another thing of note is we were alerted today that some of the trucks and traffic were cutting through Foxwood and Gulf Hills Drive to cut through to get to the industrial park in Heartland. The DOT and their construction folks are going to be putting some signs saying no through traffic to try to alleviate that. Really, it's going to, the navigation devices are going to tell people to go through there, but we want to try to persuade folks from doing that as much as possible. I do not know how long that's going to be closed. I mean, ultimately, the project is supposed to go through October. The update meeting with the DOT was canceled for this morning, but I have on my agenda to reach out to the project manager of the DOT to get better understanding of what's happening with that. But it's annoying. It's frustrating. I got a call at 5 o'clock that the southbound Maple Avenue lanes was backed up all the way to the boat launch, so it's definitely causing some traffic queues issues. I would ask that people be patient and remind everybody that Maple Avenue is a residential road. The speed limit is 30 miles an hour. I don't necessarily want to become Rosendale, but if we can try to enforce and ensure that people go 30 miles an hour through there, that would be great. Enforce the no trucking through there, that would be great.
At 35?
30.
30? Okay. No, a section of it's 45. And then
A section of it's
goes down to
45 until the boat
30
launch, and then it's 30 until
Okay.
just past Franciscan, where it goes to 45 again.
Again, yeah.
And then also the trucks and the traffic coming down North Shore Drive. There's a school on North Shore Drive. There's a school zone. There are big signs that the DOT put there, big flashing LED signs that says it's a school zone. But people still aren't respecting that that's a school zone, and that's a little frustrating too. So would hope that we can get our law enforcement partners to help enforce that, because really I think visibility and writing tickets is the only way that people are going to get that through, that we take that seriously. Any questions on that? See no questions, I'm going to move on to the April 2025 Lake Country Fire and Rescue monthly report. What I want to really highlight in the monthly report is the brownout numbers. They're not good. In January, overall, they were browned out 22.6% of the time. And that was this station, Station 31, was closed 10 days, 22.6% of the time. In February, this station was closed 13 days, 41% of the time. They were overall closed 42% of the time. The other 1.8% was Station 42 in the town, or in the city of Delafield. In March, this station was only closed 3 days, 5.1% of the time, but the city was closed 14 days, 39.8% of the time. In April, overall LCFR was closed 36.1% of the time, 13 days, 9 of those days being here, Station 31, and 4 of those days being over in the city. I just got the May numbers yesterday from the chief. In May, they were overall browned out 45% of the time, 19 days, 18 of those days being this station, Station 31, and 1 of those days over in the city of Delafield. So things aren't getting better with the staffing and the brownouts, and we're going to have to continue to work with our member partners to work through getting the adequate staffing that is needed to ensure the public safety of all 7 communities. But with these brownout numbers, with the construction at 83, I have serious concerns about the response times to the northern part of the town and to our member communities, part of LCFR, the Shaniquas, Neshodas of the world, because there's no way that you can get from either the town station or the city station, even up to Village Square, where they run basically almost every day in adequate response times. So it's troubling, it's concerning. I just wanted to highlight that to you. And then also, there's a nice blurb about kind of where they are on their staffing and their staffing plan. There's a staffing report in there, and then the training report. So they're doing the best they can with the resources that they have, but it's false when people say that the brownout numbers are getting better, because that's not true.
But what do we do if there's, like what you just hit it on the button, when there's horrible traffic and we get a call? What's plan B? Concerned or-
Well, plan B is hopefully, we can get mutual aid and Heartland can.
Well, I just meant like an exact bad thing, like a fire happening or a call happening, and they can't get through, and especially because of the traffic, you can't really make it. Do we call other districts and
Yeah.
say, hey, you guys can get there before us, you need to handle it?
Yeah, I think that's that's a question for the fire chiefs to really understand what the protocol is. But it's my understanding that
They
they
just
were,
call another department?
yeah, they would
Okay.
try to call another department depending on the urgency of the call. They've got all those protocols and stuff in place. So, but it's not a question of if something bad's going to happen. It's a question of when something bad is going to happen, and I don't want to be sitting on this side of the table when that happens. So I just want to. I don't want to necessarily sound the fire alarms and panic, but we need to do everything we can to come up with the money to fully fund the staffing plan and put pressure on our member community that may or may not.
Those numbers are shockingly high.
Yeah, those numbers are very,
It's
The-
very concerning.
they're concerning, and I just want to point that out and make sure that we're all aware of those numbers and you know, when it comes time to ask the community for more money to fund the fire department, to, you know, make sure that we have that information in front of us so that we can sell that to our,
Yeah, it's summer starting in a couple weeks, so we have more people around,
yeah.
so.
So that's the update on LCFR. The May 2025 Sheriff's Report is in the packet. I don't know if there's any really highlights or lowlights that anybody wants to point out, or if there's any questions. But it's there for everybody's review. And then D, this is a new item, the June 2025 Budget to Actual Report was included. If you would like to make some comments about that, Administrator?
So the report that comes out of Sage, I didn't alter this at all. If you want me to alter it, I can put a percentage column at the end. It might look a little bit different, but overall, looking at the variance numbers, we're about right where we should be for June. We're about halfway through what we've budgeted for the year.
Could you add that percentage?
I could, yeah.
That would be helpful.
Sure, yep.
Thank you.
So this is a new report that we haven't really seen before, so, but we
Correct,
can provide feedback and make it more useful to us as we move through the year to make sure that we're tracking to our budget.
Big Country Fire Rescue does that.
Oh, they do, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was a
It's basically
recommendation.
percentage on top of the page.
Oh, on top? Oh, I was going to put it next to each line item.
That'd be awesome.
I like that, yeah.
Okay, because this was a recommendation from the auditors during their presentation, so.
If you think that's easy enough to do.
It's pretty easy, yeah. And this will be a monthly thing, not every meeting. So,
So we got that. Item E, the park survey number responses to date. We'll have more complete result at our next meeting. I think Michelle said that to date, we've had 169 responses to our survey, and it's really slick and really cool. If you have anything else you want to add to that, that'd be great.
so once I get all the information, I'll be able to put together some visual aids, like to show you what the responses are, but I'll end up doing just snippet shots of the analysis that's already included from the website. So I'm actually really pleased with the turnout so far.
We did ours, and I wasn't sure if it was, it's probably clearer on the website.
Sure.
But as I'm filling it out, I'm like, oh, am I supposed to do one? My wife's supposed to do one?
Yeah, I was about
Or
to
was
ask you
it
how
Yeah.
many.
one per family?
Yeah.
So it's per resident.
Okay.
And then ones that have the same IP address, you guys will be able to determine whether or not you want to keep multiple entries from one IP address.
Got it.
So far, we don't have more than 2 from any one IP address.
Yeah.
So,
But we don't know if it's like 169 households or
Um,
169 people.
it's differing IP addresses is about 160.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well,
There's
that's
only a
good.
couple that are doubles.
Okay.
so, yeah.
What do you think about, is this legal to do, or could we, just like how you have this sign right out there about doing it and the QR code or the website, can we plop them in the places for people who aren't going to go online, or who aren't necessarily searching for it? Can we just pick a handful of these places that the town people, like whether it's at the Albrechts and they're, they've got a couple bulletin boards, maybe even down, closer into Wales, just some spots at the Starbucks. I mean, that's not town, but at least town people go. That's my thought. If we had some, I'd be happy to plop them around just to get some greater feedback.
Sure, I can reach out to some of the local areas and get the permission to put on their community boards. Yeah, I can look around for that.
And we got some really good press too. It was in the Freeman and
Milwaukee Journal Sentinel.
the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. It
Yeah,
used to
no,
be
that's definitely I would think that was good for the town in general, but, I mean, I'm happy to help you just run them around too, Michelle, if you
Sure.
would like to. I mean, I'm familiar with putting things up for the musicals and things at the schools and churches that I've done, so I can.
Okay,
put it
sure,
in the
great.
area. Happy to help.
I'll reach out and then I'll figure out who will let us do that. Yeah.
A lot of times it's just a matter of literally, like, showing up and just saying, this is what it is. And then I travel with my thumbtacks and my tape, and I just ask permission and do it myself. And then if they say, let me see, then I leave it with them.
cool. So there is no unfinished business. Item 9, new business. First item 9A, consideration and request from Michael Ozwak, W296 and 2034 Glen Cove Road for approval of a certified survey map to combine two existing lots into one lot, tax keys numbers DELT 0810-070 and 810-071, as recommended unanimously by the Plan Commission at their June 3rd meeting.
Motion to approve request from Michael, I think it's Oziak, at W296 and 2034 Glen Cove Road, to combine existing tax keys DELT 0810-070 and 810-071.
A second.
Motion is second on the table. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The CSM is approved 5-0. Next item, consideration possible action on a request from Tom and Christina Corkus, W285 and 3178 Lakeside Road for approval of a certified survey map to combine two lots into one lot and an outlot. Tax keys number DELT 0768-040-001, as recommended unanimously by the Plan Commission at their June 3rd, 2025 meeting.
I motion to approve the request from Tom and Christina Corcus, W285 and 3178 Lakeside Road, for approval of the CSM to combine the two lots into one lot, tax key number DELT 0768-040-001.
A second.
Would you be willing to add to your motion satisfaction of comments from Waukesha County prior to the town executing the document, and also the recording of a deed restriction that states that Outlot 1 cannot be sold as a separate lot except as an adjacent landowner, and said landowner must combine their land with the land via CSM?
Yes, that was approved at Plan Commission, so yes.
Okay. So with that revised motion and second, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Next item, item C, review and discussion of a proposed sign easement agreement submitted by Hawks Haven Homeowners Association Incorporated. This is basically just to allow HOA sign within our right-of-way.
Correct. The sign was already approved by the Plan Commission a couple months back.
So there's no conditions, it's just basically that they have the easement to mow around it and take care of it, and we're not responsible.
Correct.
Okay, so the wording is just
Just approving the sign.
approving the proposed sign easement agreement submitted by the Hawks Haven Homeowners Association.
Second.
Motion is second to approve the sign easement for Hawks Haven. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. It is approved 5-0. Next item, item D, review and consideration of approval of resolutions number 25-674, authorizing alcohol beverage licenses for the 2025 through 2026 licensing period. Clerk Administrator Lutke.
I'm pleased to say that we've had all of our applicants submit their applications on time. The reviews of their applications are complete and thorough with no adverse background checks. So I would be very happy if you guys would move this to the next step.
Motion to approve resolution number 25674, authorizing the alcohol beverage licenses for the 2025 through 26 licensing period.
A second.
Motion is second to approve the resolution to approve the alcohol beverage licenses. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Item 9E, review and discussion of a draft 2025 community survey.
So the questions that are in the packet are the 30,000-foot view questions that are typical of most community surveys to get a basic pulse on what the community is thinking. I'm looking from you to let me know if there's any additional questions that are more specific that you want me to add on to this set of questions. Again, this would be going on into the tax bill, similar format to what we have for the park survey, but this would be actually rolling out closer to December.
And when is our absolute, I know you said the county needed to know, so when's our absolute deadline to get them our final draft
It's
of our,
around
you said July-ish?
end of July-ish.
End of July-ish,
Yeah, I
okay.
don't have the dates yet. The county hasn't put out like the timeline for tax calculation yet, so.
You continue to maybe ask some other residents what's on their mind prior to it going out?
Sure.
My only other
I mean, there's going to be a blank section, right?
Well, that was my own, I just had a couple thoughts. One was like, even at the beginning, so that people don't tire too easily and like forget, don't want to do the end, would be to say, your input will be available at the end of the survey or something like that. So just like in small words right in the beginning, just so that they don't like answer a few and say, okay, I'm done, I'm tired of doing this. So that they might hang in there longer enough to give their input. And then my other.
Well, if
it wasn't-
it's a paper copy, right?
Yeah, I was about to ask, is it a one page or is it 2 pages at the end of the day when the format's
Well, it's going to be
completed?
online.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
the same as the park one that we've got out there right now.
Right.
So it won't cost us more postage, it'll just be in the tax bill and they'll
Yep.
be able to do it. Have we thought about, like, what would it be if we did it paper and to give people the option to fill it out online? I know
So currently, I think the rate for the postage is 79 cents a piece, times the 3,200 households we would send it to.
would just be interesting if we added one more page, if we could fit
Yeah.
it all on one page, how much would it?
Oh, one page.
One page, yeah, why not?
Just one simple, like a.
Front
yeah.
and back.
I could
Then- but
squeeze
then
what we
that's-
have
that's the
now on
only thing
one
we'd be able to
that-
put in there then, right?
Yeah.
Right,
it
we won't be
would.
to put about garbage or dog licenses or anything
Right.
else.
Well, we had the newsletter last time, we've started adding the newsletter.
It was a one-page newsletter.
Right.
This would be that entire thing.
be-
To
so we
add
would-
another page in, I think is just over $1 for the printing and the stuffing costs on the tax bill. So the idea I had originally thought was that this would be just like the park one where there's a QR code, fill out the survey, we would post signage around or whatnot, and,
I'm all for that because
Yeah.
one, it doesn't cost us any money. Two, the results are tallied for you.
Automatically.
And
Yeah.
Oh,
automatically.
but not everybody uses a QR
That's my
code to
only
answer.
worry, yeah,
Because
is
we
it
do have an older population in the community,
you
so.
you can not use a QR code. You can have the go to,
Well,
Town of
go
Delafield.
to our website, yeah.
.gov, right?
true.
/survey.
we would
or
also
scan
have a
it.
laptop available here if they
Oh,
don't
okay.
want to do it on their
It's just,
own.
I think it's important we get out some of the information about
Yeah,
garbage pickup and dog licenses and all the other stuff and not use an entire page for
I agree.
like tapping that, so.
I'm mixed. I feel like if we're gonna take the time to do it, you wanna get as many responses as possible. I don't feel, so I'm open to, that's where the extra buck would go, but if the rest of the board doesn't feel like we need to, I'm flexible with it. I just wanna figure if we're doing it, let's just make sure we get as many responses. And what Megley just said, I don't know what the pulse is of older neighbors. Are they gonna take a QR code and do it? Some people don't even know how to do it.
They've,
Or they
with
just- they might
almost
just come in.
200, with almost 200 results on the park survey, that's a pretty good response from a 9,600-ish
like a quarter.
population town.
And so far, and it's not done. So-
And it's right.
Right.
So, I think we're getting if it's a similar piece as far as, clearly not everybody gets the Freeman or the Journal Sentinel, and so, they had to find that somewhere, whereas a tax bill is gonna come straight to them.
I mean,
I think you're gonna-
aside from the QR code, we can put like our website name out there too,
yes,
and then invite them to come to town hall. I mean, we can give them multiple avenues.
ways.
Yeah. hmm If
love
they
to
want,
hear
if they
from
want to
you.
come pick
Invite
up the paper, then we'll probably input the information so that it automatically goes through the analysis, but
So you'll
we
have
can do
paper
stuff.
copies here. I think I
Yeah.
saw that in here, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll try and get them to use the laptop, but if they don't want to, we absolutely can print out the paper.
Yeah, we'll definitely try to figure out how to get, multiple channels to publicize it and,
Yeah.
obviously to have ways to have other folks be able to take the survey. So really, it was take a look at the questions and provide your feedback on the questions
Yep.
and that would, then.
If you're not sure how to word the questions, you can send me an email and I can send you some suggestions back. We want to keep them non-leading and open-ended. That's,
Yeah, and I thought, these were good. For some of the quality of life, maybe just to alpha them was sort of my thought. It says check up to 3. Once again, just to,
alpha, sure.
alpha, like with natural beauty, you wouldn't alpha it under N, but you would put it under beauty, like B. That was just my gut foot feeling, just to kind of alphabetize them a little bit. Community, neighborhood, just,
That's good feedback.
let's see here, and then, do you think that like for number 2, do we put, again, just to keep giving people options, like number 2, I said this on a number of them, that would just put like an additional square at the end, other, just for somebody who had the other service that you didn't mention that they I know that, I said that's sort of similar, so I said that about that one to do.
I think the comment section is a catch-all for all of them, because if you put in other for everything, you're gonna, then the result on the,
I think that was
on the
the only other
checkbox.
one I think I put, was that one. I think that, the other ones, I don't think I needed to put it on. I think it was just that one that I thought maybe it made sense. For
I
just
don't-
number 2.
I don't know if there's any other town services at a large
That we do.
that we do than those.
No.
Well, like,
I mean, it's a pretty complete survey you put together.
permit, like, like somebody mentioned, dog's license, that would be considered
permit.
permit.
Yeah.
If there's any more feedback, just email Michelle
Okay,
directly.
so
That'd
just
be great.
email you, don't talk about it now, that's
think
fine. I had a
it's-
few little things, but,
I think you're in a good, I think it's in a pretty good spot.
yeah, I had a bunch of things, but I can email you again.
That'd be
That's
great.
fine.
Okay, I'll incorporate any comments that you guys
Yeah, I
bring
mean,
in, and then I'll bring it back.
I think if we're getting them the QR code with the, if we're getting them the QR code, the website link, and the come fill it out at home, or at home, at the
Sometimes
office,
it's
right?
home.
Sometimes home. You know, I mean, we can get them the QR code, and we can have this thing, I mean, being tweaked until it goes out in the mail.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, I think as long as what we're in agreement on is that that's how we're including it into the mail for the tax bill, I think
That does give us more time, you're right.
yeah.
And what's the time frame we're giving the residents to get back to us? Any deadline?
That would be for you to tell me what you would like. A month, 2 months, 90
months?
days,
3 months? I don't
3
know.
months? Yeah,
2,
that's.
3 months? I
sure.
don't know.
90
What do you think?
days sound okay?
2 months.
Yeah.
60 days?
You don't want it to get too stale.
Okay.
So we will review your results within 90 days, but you're always welcome to give us your feedback about how we can better serve you, something like that.
Item 9F, 6 months performance review for the town administrator, clerk, treasurer. Michelle Lutke, the town board may determine whether one or more of the items discussed meet the criteria for a closed session meeting and may convene into a closed session under item 10 of the agenda.
Did you want to fill this out?
Do I want to fill it out? No. So, in the offer letter that I received, it did indicate that I would be getting a 6-month review, just to make sure that I'm doing what you have hired me to do. I gave you a generic kind of template that was catered to the town a bit, based on what I believe the categories of responsibility are, based on the job description. You can either do the review process in open session, or you can go into closed session. If you go into closed session, you could either have me stay in the room, or you could ask me to leave. So, yeah, I did give a list of tasks that I've completed over the last 6 months with the help of Karen. So she helped me make the list out, just in case you needed some information on what I've been doing.
And how did you come up with the future tasks?
I just thought they would be a really good idea based on what I've seen. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think we can, start this in open session, and then when it comes to, checking the boxes and talking about compensation, we should go into closed session. But I think, my initial feedback is, we really haven't missed a step with Dan leaving. You've come in, you've taken over, you've made it, you've made it your own. Your communication is great, and I'm really think you're a great hire, and we're really happy that you're here. You're doing a great job. So
I share the same opinion.
I second that.
All in favor? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was, glad you're here, doing well. Keep it up. I don't know.
Open to new things, and you're.
Yes,
you're-
I
and
appreciate
even
that very
with-
much,
not-
too.
And you're doing things on your own that you think need to be adjusted, so I think, but yeah, you're open to whatever we ask or suggest or need clarification, so I'm grateful for that.
Is there anything you'd like me to add to the future list?
Can
I
I
don't
ask
know.
about
I have
challenges,
to look.
AV equipment sharing, can you clarify what that, when you,
Without throwing the fire department under the bus, when we let them use the room, sometimes they try to hook up their Mac equipment to the Crestron, and the Crestron doesn't like Mac stuff, so then it doesn't work. But Jamie from the fire department has kind of rigged up a workaround, the thing that comes up on the screen that says hit Windows K, and then you kind of connect through wireless. So that's been working for us so far, but even during the plan commission meeting, it had like turned off at one point in time. You could still hear what everybody was saying, but you couldn't see the video feed, and then it just popped back up again after like 2 minutes. So I'm trying to figure out what on that big box back there is overheating, or I don't know, timing out, going to sleep. I'm not really sure yet. So it's a challenge for me to try and figure out this very expensive piece of equipment without breaking it.
Yeah, it's very expensive, it's very complicated,
Yeah.
and it's not a new issue. It's, it's been an issue since it was installed, and, but Jamie's been very responsive to help fix it, so.
How long ago was it installed?
2 years ago,
Yep.
I think.
Well, we wrote the code, the YouTube box, it's probably 4 years old now, so.
Okay.
Just wondering, I mean, if it's a antiquated, it doesn't, it's like, some of this stuff should be pretty straightforward on connection and streaming and,
Maybe you could ask Dave at the Nass Planning Commission Board, because he understands that type of equipment better than the rest of us, Dave Mahalik.
that's what he does.
Oh.
Sorta.
Well, that's
Not-
great.
Not in the like, I'd say less in the AV presentation, but more in just AV like automation.
Yeah. Okay, I will ask him.
He'll maybe have an idea of which box to throw away.
Sure.
Push that we're
Yeah.
not pushing.
Right. Yeah.
And add, so although, unless you already had it in here, just for yourself, for future, because the survey that you're already doing, that's something we haven't done.
Right.
So, I mean, and I know I saw something in here about this park survey, but you could, for future. and put it
Community
in your-
survey?
You're already doing it,
Yep.
but just, you could give yourself credit. Garbage, should that be under challenges, as it for, future, do we,
The garbage is all about the communication,
Okay.
so I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I mean, the garbage is about the communication, and then
Yeah.
the future challenge is how we navigate what's gonna happen with, the next contract without the drive versus curbside, so.
Our
and the requests for
contract-
dumping, I mean, I know we've had continual requests for people looking for a place that we can dump. I mean, I still think
Right.
that's something out there that our residents
A
would
brush
appreciate
site.
if we could
Brush
address
site?
it. What's that?
A brush site?
Brush site or just even dump, I mean, both. I think we've had residents say, where do I go with my old TV, as opposed to throwing it on the Thomas Farm, which is where I remember last year driving by and seeing somebody had dumped it there. Where do I take my brush? I mean, we've had residents ask, people have asked me that one too, and I don't really, that would be one.
Waukesha County.
Waukesha County,
They do a lot of,
Dump dumps?
no, for
like
electronic,
TVs
Oh,
and
the
stuff.
electronic things,
Yeah.
okay.
electronic stuff, and then to dump other stuff, contact our garbage folks, contact GFL.
Because, I mean, if we don't have the capacity to create a dump.
I know
Now,
we're to
if you had
create, to
if-
partner, I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, if you had you're talking about, I don't know if we have a wood chipper, but if you've got brush and stuff that could be hauled to somewhere that it then gets just tossed through a wood chipper, like that's certainly different than, because like the Village of Pewaukee, they'll do, like they'll stack hey, free mulch,
Right.
come and take it. I mean, I have no
Yeah,
idea.
the problem with the town is we don't necessarily have a site to do that,
no.
or the manpower, so.
Right, but
Yeah, no, it's something that Dan and I have looked at in the past,
Yep.
so.
I think that would just be something to pursue. So good to know the answer for the rubbish is county, but it's the brush. People have asked that. And so I think it's a great idea. If you can put it in one place, somebody comes by and wood chips it, but where? The old
Right.
town hall?
I'll ask Don if he's got any ideas.
It's
He's in
that would
Greece
be,
right
that
now.
would be a future agenda item to talk about something like that, so,
Putting in for challenges or
yeah.
future.
I guess I will leave it to you, Mr. Chairman, as far as if we need to go into a closed session. I suppose I didn't see the offer letter, so I don't know if there's potential or opportunity for compensation adjustment at 6 months or not, which I'm guessing if there is, then we can go into closed session. If there's not, we would
There
not
is.
need to. Okay, so
So I would look for a motion to go into closed session, so we just quickly talk
All
about
right, motion to
that.
go into closed session?
A
Second.
second?
And the reason stated is stated in
Cheers.
I-
Have a good one.
item 10 there, the reason we're going to closed session is to consider employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the government body has jurisdiction. The discussion will specifically focus on the 6-month performance review of Town Administrator Michelle Lukey. Any portions of the discussions that can be conducted in open session will be held according to item 9D, which we just did. The town board may reconvene into open session following the closed session. So there's a motion and a second to go into closed session. It's a roll call vote. You can stay if you would like.
If you would like me to stay, I will stay.
I don't have a problem with you staying.
Okay.
So
Roll
it's a
call?
roll call. So if you would call the roll, that'd be great.
Supervisor Mahoney Ogden,
Present?
Supervisor Miller,
Aye.
Supervisor Wolfley,
Aye.
Supervisor Berkowitz,
Present.
Chairman Kranek.
Aye. I'll close the door.
Okay. we are back on.
We are back in open session. We had a good closed session discussion. Look for a motion to, on the compensation for the clerk, administrator, treasurer.
Motion to approve the 3% compensation increase for the town administrator, Lukey.
I second.
Administrator, right?
I second.
Motion a second to approve the 3% pay increase. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion passes 5-0. Next item, announcements. Board of Review, tomorrow night, 4 PM, 4 to 6, mandatory 2-hour meeting. Be cognizant of the traffic, so make sure we plan for that, because I'd like to start promptly at 4 o'clock. There is a town board meeting scheduled for Tuesday, June 24th. We still have Lucas Twilmeyer from the Lake Patrol scheduled to come.
Yeah, he's going to do a demonstration out in the parking lot for that
Okay.
one.
And then Plan Commission, we will have a meeting on July 1st. And then the Lake Country Fire and Rescue Fire Board is scheduled to meet here on July 16th at 5 o'clock here at the town of Delafield. Look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
A second.
Motion second to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. We are adjourned.